Welcome back to another Muskrat Tuck Warzone video. This one we managed to rack up a good old 10 kills, getting into those double digits. Pretty fun game, ended up over in Park and in like a nice open field. So I had to use some great cover and get some good snipes. If you like this content, appreciate if you like and subscribe. We've gotten some great views on the last couple videos. Thank you for checking it out. Hit that bell icon and let's jump into Verdansk. Again, I think one of the best ways to start out a game is to get a scavenger bounty. Allows you to get an armor satchel pretty quickly, gets you tons of money, and usually gets you to your loadout. So I find one sitting in Boneyard, fly up to it, and pick it up. After getting it, I notice somebody landing really close, so I get a gun, knowing I'll have a slight advantage, and dead silence I push. Putting down my headset here, so I'd like to say that this was intentional, but it does get him to look this way. Push up and he pops out the door and I take him out.
All supply boxes found. Solid work.
There's a very distinct sound that you hear when somebody calls in a loadout. Always be on guard for that, as you can get some pretty easy kills. This guy was super pissed I took him out.
Losing ground. Fucking.
Unfortunately, after taking this guy out, I didn't realize somebody was camping over on the right side as I passed through this doorway. He takes me out, and unfortunately I got to go to the blue one.
Win here and you return to the front line.
This route I use in the gulag's one of the routes I usually use. Pop out the door, always check that, and then watch the pool. If you don't see anything, he's either to the right of you or in there. Luckily I see him just pass, which allows me to set up for an easy shot.
Go back to the front line. Earned it.
Now when I get out of the gulag, it sends me completely across the map. I debate using a truck, but I decide to get closer to where I think the end of the circle will be and just land on a chest. If you're sniping, I highly recommend self-revive. Lets you take those risky shots, and if somebody hits you, you'll have time to recover. I get to the tower in fire station and hear some people fighting, so I line up an easy shot.
Exposed.
Recon's up.
UAV entering the AO.
Most people seem to not use the drones in this game. I think they're very useful. Obviously using them when you're protected and know nobody's around. I always switch to thermal, and then you can see people moving around. They'll light up, and if you're close enough, there'll be a little triangle that can target people. You also see a little X if they have ghost. Using this, I know I can get to the top of this building safely.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located. Fire sales done. Prices are back to normal.
You gotta be always careful about vehicles as you're transitioning around the map. As I'm running, I see the vehicle, so I turn around and try to get to a building. I realize he's after me, and I know I can't bridge that gap, so I stand here, and luckily do a nice flick and take out the guy who jumped out of the car. My thought process here is after making so much noise on the outside, people will be looking at the building, so it's safer to run inside. As I go in, it catches me off guard that somebody's camping at the base of the stairs, but luckily I was ready to take him out. No kill here, but I thought this was a good thing to show. Knowing exactly where somebody's going to be, using UAVs, you can line up some nasty shots.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply.
Knowing where the circle's going to close, I rotate up here to this little park village. I think it's going to be a power position and gives me a good opportunity to catch those rotating. Notice a guy on this rock, and then somebody else shooting him, so I know somebody's around in the area. Did you catch that? I didn't in-game. He's hiding up there by the chimney. I didn't see him, and it really threw me off, because I had no idea how he was getting that angle. Unfortunately, I missed too many shots against this guy, which leads me to staying on top of the building. He's under me right now, and with circle closing, I think the best chance for me to get out is to use the vehicle I had parked earlier. This allows me to rotate without risk of the guy below me shooting me, and I see him running to the right. Luckily with vehicles you can get great positioning, so I wrap around to the back of the circle, where I'm hoping that nobody is. I wanted to originally park on this side, but looking at all the buildings and little rocks, there could definitely be a possibility somebody's just camping behind one and take me out. I think the safer bet is to use the car as cover and be on this tree. After getting out, I do realize I have my loadout here, which is cover. I don't want to die to the good old proximity mine, so I blow that up before getting there. Unfortunately, I'm almost out of plates, so the plates in front of here I debate going for, but with somebody dying right there, I don't think that's a very good call. So as I'm sitting there, somebody calls in a cluster strike and I have to rotate back.
Enemy cluster strike incoming. Take cover.
As I'm running back, I see this guy. I crouch thinking he's a sniper. He actually has a rocket launcher. I take him out, but unfortunately that rocket blows up my car, and I was not far enough away. Thank you, self-revive keeps me going in the game. I revive, but I'm still down to 1 plate, so I know any engagement here is going to need to be fast.
Good to go.
That tiny sound on the right tells me where people are. I originally looked at the same place hoping I see the last guy, but he had already rotated, which throws me off. So as I'm looking, I discover he's in the middle. Pushing up, I missed the first snipe. Now I'm half health. He wasn't expecting me to peek it a second time because he had already taken off my shields, but with no shields I had to take the risk. Take him out and get the game. As always, I appreciate people checking out this content. Always have fun playing this game. Love your comments and love responding to everybody. I thought this one was pretty fun because it used a lot of rotation and map knowledge to squeak out the win. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well, and as always, like, subscribe the videos, helps the channel out, and hit that bell icon.
Thank you
Good
for
game.
killing that last guy.
Good game?
Thank you for killing that last guy. I was watching him the whole game.
Dude, he was under my house for the longest time. I was just couldn't get to him.
That was a good snipe.
Thank you, man. I was scared. I had no plates.
But good game, man.
Yeah, GG, dude.